Jay, just get out of the car.
I'm inside.
Get out.
I'm not even in the truck. I'm not even in the truck. Help.
Don't touch the car.
Can I reach? Hold on. Let me see if I can.
What's going on?
So I gave a lot of thought about, a conversation that we had yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'll just kind of make it like, as much of a TLDR as I can. I think you definitely, you made a lot of, good points, and you definitely opened my eyes to a lot in the conversation that we had last night.
It was not in any way meant to be like you're doing anything wrong, because you're not.
No. I know. I didn't get that perception at all. And you made that perfectly clear. But what I mean by like it kind of opened my eyes a lot. I've been counting my whole career, right? I've never really, I mean, yes, I did say, I have been in other departments, but not, for like an extended period of time, not as much as I have been in county, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you're right. I do spend a lot of time, down in the city. I do enjoy being down in the city. I do love, being up in the county as well. But I think majority of the time, I find myself always coming back to the city because that's, just where I feel most in my zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, it's, as I said, I think it's opened my eyes a little bit that, maybe I need to kind of listen to what my heart's telling me and, maybe take a shot at, being in a city department, because maybe that is what is better suited for me. I've had lots of conversations with people. I've talked to, Stevens and Park.
On top of
I've talked to Fletcher. I've talked to Nat. I've talked to Kylie.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of them, because I just wanted to make sure that, if this was something that I was considering, that, if they feel like I would be a good fit in the LSPD if I decided if I was going to do this. And I'm going to be honest, the answer that I got from every single one of them was a yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way they would need jump on the opportunity to get you. You're very solid, Mally. I think that you'll find success wherever you go. And that's, that was part of the intent with the conversation, was like, hey, I don't want you to leave county because you're super solid. We like you a lot. But at the same time, if you think that change is in order, you shouldn't be afraid to try it out. I mean, worst comes to worst, you can transfer back. I think we'll still have a space for you,
Yeah, and it's just, that's exactly it. It's like maybe I just need to take this opportunity and, try it out, see if it really is for me.
Yeah, I'll say Hardcastle's great, and they need leadership with all the changes and stuff going on. They need people to build them up.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I love, getting down and dirty in the sand and the dirt, a big part of me, does always end up coming down to the city. And, as much as, I loved being in the BCSO, I, have no issues with anybody in our command or anybody in our department or, the way that things are. I think it's a great department. I think there's a lot of very good people in the sheriff's office. But I think it's probably time for me to try to branch out a little bit and just kind of see where it leads me. It might turn into nothing, or it might turn into the best decision that I've made. And I think that's ultimately something that I myself alone I need to figure that out. And part of that conversation that I had with you, with being that you said a lot of the command that you talked to. I mean, you said that everybody agreed that I'm a very solid officer. I know what I'm doing. I do have those corporal abilities and potentials.
I think you do.
But the finding my niche in the county, I don't know if I can do that yet. And I don't want that to hold me back from moving up necessarily. With as much time as I come down here and I spend my time in the city, and I know, Joe's, even, from what other people told me talking to them as well, and Joe's on this is going to sound bad when I say it, but Joe being on this big tangent about, wanting people to do community policing up in the county and, doing things in the county, with the amount of times that, we get called down.
Yeah,
and can't really fulfill
hard.
those duties. It makes it very hard, and I don't want that to hold me back from progressing. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I can definitely understand the fear. I mean, I don't think so much that it is holding you back. Especially with, you've got me advocating for you, some other people advocating for you, but I do get that. I do understand that. Honestly, I think that you would do really well in the city. But I definitely don't want you to leave for it. But I do want you to be happy, and I don't want you to feel like you've got that holding you back. That wasn't the intent of the conversation. I was trying to encourage you that they were looking at you. But I understand how you've understood it.
Yeah, and I don't want you to feel bad or how do I word this? I don't want you to feel bad or, feel responsible, for losing one of our own if I do decide to make this change. I want you to understand that the conversation that you had with me is something that I would always look for in a sergeant or a supervisor, to say the least, which I think you're very good at. It's being able to I'm just gonna let this helicopter land.
That's fine. That's fine.
Oh, they must have grabbed the other one. But yeah, like I was saying, I don't want you to feel bad or feel responsible for losing one of our own. The conversation that you had with me was more of a conversation for me to, the way that I took it was for me to look deeper within myself to find out what it is I really feel like that I'm suited for.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, like I said, if it's going to be the right decision or the wrong decision, that's just something that I'm going to have to find out.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think that to put your mind at ease of that, I know I keep saying stuff that doesn't work in my favour, which my selfish favour is keep Mally in the county. That's my selfish goal here. But I don't think that even if you were to go there and come back at any point, I don't think it would ultimately hold you back. Breeze, before you showed up, he went to LSPD, and then he went to Highway, and then he came back to BCSO. And now he's a lieutenant. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're very open to people moving around here, I think. At least we have been. Mm-hmm. And ultimately, we want people to be happy where they are. We want them to feel like they've, we want people to enjoy going to work. Feel like they've got something, that's why I had the conversation with you too, because I didn't even want, I don't think it's holding you back, really. And, it's understandable. The city is where a whole lot of stuff happens. At the same time, I also have a goal of building up LSPD. They were doing very poor as department when I first arrived. And like I said, people were just joining BCSO because it seemed like the only viable department. And now we've got strength in both departments. But, with some recent changes, Jeff stepping down, that's going to produce some instability and stuff like that. So they're going to need strong people that can kind of carry that torch on. And I think potentially you could be one of those people. I think that you fit very well with a lot of the city people, and like you said, that if you've already gone and talked to a lot of the leadership and people you have been and would be working with, and they're all on board with it, I can't see too many detractors. I do know they tend to have more different temperament with a lot of stuff, with how policy and procedure is followed, and they might be harsher in some respects. So just keep that in mind. Again, I'm not someone who's going to sit here and talk smack about LSPD just because we're different. I do want to see them strong also. Have you talked to a lieutenant to put yourself in the transfer pool? Is that something you're wanting to do this transfer season?
If it is something that I am considering, I haven't. The only, because the people that I've talked to, in conversations like this that I'm having with you right now, was Stevens, Park, Natasha, Kylie, and Fletcher. I had plans to talk to Winnie and Bean.
Mm-hmm.
Just to try to, get a judge from them on, if they also think that I would be a good fit for LSPD. Those last two.
Yeah.
And I definitely wasn't expecting it, but when I was talking to Natasha and Kylie, they expressed the fact that, they've seen me work a lot. They know what I'm capable of, and they honestly already formally invited me to come to the LSPD.
Yeah.
So, if it comes down to it and I do decide that that's what I want to end up doing, I already have that formal invitation.
Yeah, we just want people transferring within transfer season. I know they make exceptions and stuff like that, but
yeah, I ain't paying the 100K fine.
exactly. Yeah, I would recommend you speak to a lieutenant and get yourself put on the list. That does not mean that you have to transfer, by the way. You can, you have until the lock-in day or to decide.
Talking about a lieutenant from our department?
I think you can talk to any, but I personally tend to go to my own lieutenants for stuff. It's like Casey and.
I haven't participated in the transfer season or paid much attention to it since I left the UPD, so I'm not entirely sure how it works.
Yeah, you go speak with a lieutenant just to get put on the list, put in the transfer pool. Does not mean that you have to transfer.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of more of a thing where, these people that I've been talking to, I've asked them to kind of keep the conversation under wraps, just because, it's just something that I'm thinking about, and I'm not saying that our command would do this, but I just don't want people to see it's like, oh, Mally's thinking about transferring, like,
No, it's we genuinely want people to go where they're happy. Usually it's like, we're losing this person, or we're definitely losing that person, but it's not. No one,
because I don't need to be put on the list to transfer, right? Like, I've already got the formal invitation, so I could just throw it, or I could just lock that in and like call it good. Is that right?
I'm not sure. Again, I would talk with the lieutenant. You just talk with one lieutenant. You can ask him to keep things under wraps. I'd like to say I'm fairly decent friends with Hardcastle. I'd like to let him know. Say, hey, I've got one of my favourite deputies is considering transferring to LSPD.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like, I definitely wanted to have a conversation with Hardcastle, but I know he's busy doing other shit, and I just wanted to have like a quick conversation with him, just letting him know that I'm looking at his department and I want to get a judge on like how the environment is, but what better person to ask about the environment of the LSPD than Hardcastle? I'm gonna be real. And the future of the LSPD and what kind of cops he's gonna expect to have in his department.
Yeah, well, I'm happy to send him a text if you want me to, or you can reach out to him on your own. He's a pretty nice guy. I'm pretty sure he'd make time for you either way.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things, I didn't want to just like, jump to the fucking top of the totem pole. Because like I said, I know he's a busy guy.
Alright, I mean, if you're okay with it, I'll send him a message about it.
I mean, if I'm gonna be real, it'd probably be better, coming from a sergeant, especially if you're good friends with them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like I said, I've definitely enjoyed my time in the county. I think there's a lot of good people in the department. You especially. You're honestly probably one of my favorite people that I've ever rode with.
Thank you.
And learned a lot from. So I think you're gonna keep moving up. You're gonna keep doing great things.
Well, I'm in no rush to move up. I don't want. The last thing I want to do is jump up the ranks if people don't see me as being that spot already. Because that's how you get people stabbing people in the back and the leg.
Yeah, well, I mean, if LSPD ever needs help with that build-up, Sergeant Candy Maple, LSPD, soon TM.
I don't think so. It would. I can only ever see me even doing that temporarily. No one's asked me to do it. I very much like the county. I don't think that I'm a city cop. I very much want to be out there in the hills,
Yeah. As confusing as, a time this might be for me, I think this is probably the first time that I've ever kind of really contemplated, something like this. It's finding myself within myself type situation. So I want to, as much as, you said you would hate to lose me in county, I thank you for, having that conversation with me and, really opening up my eyes and really getting me to think about, what am I really?
Well, thank you for letting me know that that's how you're feeling. You're gonna ultimately have my support, regardless what decision you make. I'll let Hardcastle know that you're considering. I'll let you know what he says.
And don't think for a second that I'm ever not going to pull you aside and have you ride with me still.
Okay, you bet. Yeah, you better, because I like having a Mally to ride with.
Yeah, I mean, who else am I going to eject from the car and forget?
That's crazy. So many times.
I'll definitely, because like I told you yesterday too, I like to think of myself as, I really gotta find a better term for this.
Jack of all trades is what you're trying to say a bit.
Yeah, a jack of two department. I like doing city shit, but I like doing county shit. It depends on my mood.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It makes sense, and I just don't want you to feel too much like we're not judging people hard on being down in the city, because we do know that is where the majority of things is happening.
Yeah.
Like me, like I've said, I get very frustrated lately not being able to do the county stuff that I like to do because we're constantly being pulled down here. And that's why when I'm down here and I'm the one driving, I kind of, if I have to come down here for something, I try and turn back up that highway whenever I have the opportunity. Just so I can go to where I'm supposed to be. Oh yeah, he says copy. I'll have a chat if he's interested. So I'll just let him know that you are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna be around for a while.
Yeah. But to give away one of the best deputies Hardcastle. That's fine though. If you're okay with it, I'm gonna ask Breeze to keep it on the down low, but I'm gonna let him know that you're thinking of this as well. So if there's anything that needs to be facilitated, he can just be aware of it. He's kind of my go-to insurgents.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I just didn't want to,
Yeah, like I said, I wanted to try to keep it under wraps as much as I can, just because I don't want, people running around like, oh, Malik's transferring. Like,
yeah, no, I'll get it.
I haven't made up my mind yet.
I know, I fully get it.